Good morning, Maple Heights. How you doing today? This is Lawrence Lang again. Hey, listen, I just got to bring some new things to you, and that's what I'm here for. So we had a council meeting yesterday. One of the things that I want to make clear is this is not about them versus us. The council works for the citizens of Maple Heights. That's their job. That's their responsibility. My goal is and has been to try to reach across to get an understanding of why certain council people find it necessary to create situations that does not benefit Maple Heights as a whole. I am a firm believer in order for anything to work collectively, we have to work together to achieve that goal, no matter what it takes. We also have to send a strong message to our children as an example that even though you may disagree, it's all right to be civil. It's okay to say, okay, does it work for the better interests of all that are involved? That's not what has been happening. The citizens of Maple Heights, listen, no matter what your decisions is, make a wise choice. Don't be manipulated into something that's going to work against your best interests. So let me break this down. Yesterday, I asked 3 simple questions to 3 separate individuals. Councilman Agee brought a legislation to the table. Now, the legislation, it is an attempt to gain more power, specifically micromanaging the administration at Maple Heights. It makes no sense at all. I think the council is overstepping its boundaries here, because what the legislation is attempting to do is to be in charge of the administration in the mayor's office or city hall, for that matter. They want to be able to tell individuals what they can and what they cannot do to a certain point. Even more than that, we have been without a clerk of court because they cannot find someone to put in that seat that they feel would benefit them directly. I must say this is not about benefiting individual council people. This is about what is going to lift up Maple Heights as a whole. We have to stop this. I am terrified of the direction that this could go. If we allow these same people to manipulate and micromanage this city, you will see a tremendous downfall. It is time for some of these individuals to work for the people of Maple Heights and not have a hidden agenda. Getting back to Maple Heights City Council meeting last night, I asked her how does this legislation that she's brought to the council benefit Maple Heights as a whole. I got no answer. I then asked Dana Anderson, and this was my comment. Last year, you celebrated with us when it came to moving the city forward. There was no problem. You acknowledged that there is negativity from this certain group that you've now joined. Yes, you've joined. They persuaded you some kind of way that this is something that you should do to vote with them to help micromanage this city. Dana does not care about anybody but Dana. They've told Dana that she can be mayor and they would support her. That is just another figure that they want to control. Although she said that she's only controlled by God, then she should be willing to do the right thing and tell the truth about why she is in that position. She just recently got elected again last year, if I'm not mistaken. If she truly cared about the people in her district, she would focus on uplifting that district besides jumping from position to position to gain a certain position to have her next step possibly try to run for mayor. We have a successful mayor. I think that that's something that you should focus on. Maybe just probably just being a body, part of the body, so that we can get something accomplished. A lot of the legislation that these individuals are bringing, it does not bring the city together. It does not support the city. They do not bring legislation that's going to actually benefit the city. They bring legislation that's going to play into their districts so that they can get reelected and have this king status. This has to stop. I then went to Stafford and I asked him a simple question. And I want to read something to you guys. This guy sits on so many boards. You can see the control that they're trying to do. I mean, what they're trying to do here, that is ridiculous. Here, listen to this. He is the city ward leader, the city Democrat club president, county Democrat party executive committee, central precinct committee person. He's also a council person for District 1. Okay. City council president pro tem, finance committee chairperson, public works and safety chairman. There is no way in the world one person can hold that many seats and be effective. It's not for Maple Heights. This is their attempt to control the narrative here. We have Pride Month that's coming up again in June. Although they don't agree with the lifestyles of many, is it truly right to try to dictate that as a whole? This is getting to the point where it almost seems like a dictatorship that's trying to be installed here. I'm going to say to all three of them, if you truly cared about the city of Maple Heights, you would set aside your petty differences and we would find a way to collectively work together. This is not personal. We keep thinking or trying to make this personal. This is not personal. No way is this personal. This is about uplifting everyone in Maple Heights so that we can have a good community. I am tired of trying to not create a problem when all I'm doing is asking a question. Now, I asked a question from the position of a resident, and every time a resident comes up here, it seems they get attacked. And I asked that question, and I got attacked yesterday. Every time a person comes up, if they disagree with something that council person is doing, not all, but most of these individuals that wants to control the city of Maple Heights, they get yelled at. It goes back and forth. Dana Anderson does not have the mental capacity, in my opinion, to be in charge of anything. She shouted out as though she was a child. He's looking at me. He's looking at me. I don't even know how she's seen the glasses of the gentleman had on sunglasses, because the gentleman was me and I was not looking at her. She's intimidated when the facts come out, and she knows that she's very wavery. She does not have a true agenda for Maple Heights. She has a true agenda for herself. Now, I would debate her anytime, and I would explain in detail that she has never brought one legislation that I know of to the table. And I've been affiliated with the city now for over 3 years, and she has barely has a report when those things are coming up or requested. Now, this is not about her as an individual. Again, this is about collectively trying to find a way to bring Maple Heights together. And I hate to say it again, but I've been saying it. The only way to do it is to eliminate some of these individuals and to install new people in these seats. They have been ineffective for years. Maple Heights, it is time for a change. We want to bring this city together. We want to get behind a strong mayor and work with her so that we can bring some different businesses, some different opportunities, help complete some of the tasks that she's fighting for. We want to create good school systems collectively. We want to be a shining star here on this South Side, opposed to being embarrassed by the way that these entitled figures that you have elected are acting in city council. This is getting to the point where you can almost see if they are successful in accomplishing what they're trying to do, the manipulation would be a terrible disaster, and you would see a downfall in all of the things that we have accomplished in Maple Heights. Listen, this is not personal for me. What this is a true concern. This is something that I believe in. I want to retire here, but I want my house to have value if I decide to build or continually invest in this community. I don't see that happening with the individuals that are placed in these seats. And this is not about taking sides. Look at the data. How can you hold that many different positions and say that you're not trying to control, opposed to, especially when it comes to the precinct person, you should go in that community and find someone else that could bring that information back to the city. Let's get some of the residents involved in some of these things. That's just another way to control. This brother, every time we go to a Democratic club meeting, you get no information. We're trying to work collectively and run a smooth city. Of course, we're not always going to agree, but do we have to act like children while we disagree? This is getting to the point where if the residents do not decide to do something, then you truly are not looking at the investment that you have made in this community. To jump up and leave a community, you will have to go to another community and start a mortgage all over again. Why not just stay here and let's work on the things that needs to be changed? And that's what I've decided to do. My name is Lawrence Lane, and I ask those hard questions. I'm not here to create a problem. I'm here to find a solution. Thank you for your time. And look at the video of last night's meeting. Please, residents, take the time, pull up YouTube and look at what we are asking. Look at how they treat a resident that asked a question because they felt that they were offended. I got called names. I got called a liar because I asked 3 simple questions. How does this benefit Maple Heights to 3 different individuals that has a sense of entitlement and think it's their responsibility to be elected to a seat to have their own personal agenda met? Thank you. It's about Maple Heights.